I'm Bev Young, and I'm the proud superintendent of schools for School District 53, Okanagan Similkameen. I'm really proud of the work and learning we're doing in School District 53 to prepare students for a changing world. Our current kindergarten students will graduate in about 2031, and they're going to retire in around 2075. And we know the world that we're preparing them for is vastly different than the world we have now. And that's our journey that we're embarking on, is making our classrooms and learning experiences more meaningful, more relevant, and better prepare students for the rapidly changing world. And we know what's important is the competencies. Students need to work collaboratively, think creatively, think critically, attend to their personal and social awareness. No longer is it just important about what you know. It's important about what you can do with what you know.
20 years ago, we didn't have students who had a computer in their pocket, who could look up just about anything. So teaching content is a little different. Anything that they can just look up in 30 seconds, it's not going to cut it. It's really about them developing critical thinking skills and thinking for themselves. I think the learners that you're going to see leaving our system over the next number of years are going to be far more prepared for life after high school. And it's a result of some of the programs that we are initiating.
My name is Taylor Baptiste. I'm a member of the Osirius Indian Band of the Okanagan Nation. I am one of our district's Indigenous education advocates. I've worked really hard on bringing Indigenous content into all classrooms, and not just working with the Indigenous students, but also working with non-Indigenous students, because our school is located on the Okanagan Nation. So I think it's important for all the students to know the history. It's important to have authentic Indigenous education where we're spending time out on the land with the students and actually doing the activities and not reading it from a textbook. Because when you just read it from a textbook, it seems like it was history, like something that happened hundreds of years ago, when it's not.
The EPIC program stands for Experiential Project-Based Indigenous Community at Southern Okanagan Secondary School in Oliver. So today we are camping, and we'll have a nice fun-filled day where the students will be demonstrating outdoor skills. So each of the students, either by themselves or partners, have come up with a skill that they're going to demonstrate to the class. So this program I've been teaching for 3 years now, using with our Spirals of Inquiry. We were wanting to find a way to engage our Indigenous students more, and with a bit of planning we ended up coming up with this program. So with EPIC, I teach a group of students, so in this case I have 15 students. And it's kind of similar to elementary school, where I teach them all day, every day for an entire semester. And I teach them English, woodwork, media arts, and PE. And with those 4 courses, I try to teach it in a cross-curricular fashion where the courses overlap with each other in terms of what we teach. And a school I grew up in, so for me it's a very local community, and a community I have strong ties to. Being First Nations myself and being a member of the Osirius Indian Band, I've been able to tie in a lot of my own culture and what I know into the program and into what I teach by infusing it into the different courses. And with that, being familiar with the local landscapes, I'm able to go to places that tie in very well to what we're learning.
When it comes to the Indigenous community, I've learned how they lived and how they ate, how they talked, and just their history in general. I've learned that it's just so much easier when you have the entire outdoors as your playground, and you're able to actually get dirty and do hands-on and be able to experience it, and if you mess up, it's fine. I've learned that I'm more capable than what I thought I was. It allows me to expand my knowledge and expand my confidence, and where I know I can do more, and I appreciate it for what I have. I'm just trying to learn more about my everyday life and what I can do with myself.
I think what really makes inquiry work is, first off, the choice. Students have a choice in what topic they want to learn, what they want to explore. It's about what they're passionate about. And I think once you give a student choice and voice, I think the possibilities are endless.
It makes me look forward to school more, I guess you could say, because I'm not the greatest academic student of all time, right? But I think having this course, right, and so when first thing in the morning it's physics, right? And so like just trying to get through it, but there's always something to look forward to, you know what I mean? And I guess like once I get to that class, it puts me in a good mood, right, for the rest of the day. And so when I get, you know, social studies in D block, it's kind of like, you know, I feel better, but like, I don't know, I'm enjoying myself more.
And I thought, why not see what happens when we bring those communication and literacy goals together with those of biology, and then take it one step further and actually say, well, can the themes of biology be found in literature?
There's a lot of things in biology that are very heavily reliant on not only English and grammar, but for like organizing words, because the English language is basically a pattern and organizational skills in the brain to communicate outwards. And biology is classifying plants and putting them into little boxes and communicating them outwards. But most of the time you're out there and actually experiencing things. So instead of looking at a book, oh, that's a sagebrush. Today we got to go see a sagebrush.
When we actually get them then interacting with the ecosystem they're in, we have to then make sense of it. And we can't help but turn that into narratives. These students are going to say, oh, I really did look at it differently. And kind of awoken my own passion for finding out things. Here I am trying to figure out how to tell two grasses apart. And I'm excited about learning alongside these guys, and I think that's where I need to be.
I'm the art teacher at South Okanagan Secondary, School District 53. And the course that I'm involved with this year is a cross-curricular First Peoples English 10, Art 10.
This English class is very different than a traditional English course in that we do so many different things, we get so many more opportunities.
We spend a great deal of time in class talking about identity and culture and family and place. So the artwork that students creating is very rooted in that. So it's much more meaningful. The students are drawing from more things from their personal lives, which makes the artwork, I think, deeper than what I'd normally see in an art class.
It's just a really safe environment. We feel very welcomed, and we really are all friends in the class. It's more than just a course where you're learning about subjects, you're learning about each other. We are trying to reach outside of a poster. We're trying to reach outside of just the principles of learning and take it on into real life experiences. So although we have the First Peoples elements of learning, it's something much deeper than that, and that's something that we've all learned and learned to pay attention to, which is a very strong aspect, is taking it beyond, especially for the different type of people that are in a high school. You have such a huge variety. Cross-curricular learning broadens the horizon of what students connect to. It's a brilliant way of teaching, it's a brilliant way of learning. I want to recognize that this course has impacted me on a personal level, deeper than my learning. And I also want to recognize that it's thanks to the Osoyoos Indian Band and our Indigenous education advocates that we've been able to have such amazing, authentic opportunities, which I'm so grateful for.
So with the revised curriculum and the focus on Indigenous education, one of the things that I was wondering about was how do we prepare a staff to move forward and teach that in their classes?
I really believe that we need to create the environment, the culture within our classrooms, within our school, that really fosters the changes we want. So why is there a new curriculum? Because we want things to be different. We want to foster respect, understanding of indigeneity, of Indigenous history. We want to repair and rebuild relationships between Indigenous people and the rest of our societies.
Those are the changes that our teachers are looking at in their classrooms. They're looking at their pedagogy and assessment practices to bring more meaning for the learning areas for students. They're looking at ways of providing learning experiences where the skills, content, and big ideas of what used to be disparate curricular areas, they're looking to how can I create learning experiences where students see the connections of the skills and big ideas across curricular areas. They're stepping out of their comfort zone, they're taking risks to embrace this fact that these are the skills that are going to be important for students. We need to provide opportunities for them to practice them now, to see how everything is connected to what we do and learn, particularly in the Okanagan-Similkameen Valley.